Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for coming over and joining us for another Friday night. Yes, it's Friday, thank God. Um, Mark's pulling faces in the background, I can see him. So anyway, guys, welcome over. Thanks for coming and joining us for another Friday Night Live. Hopefully a bit of fun tonight. Friday night's all about having a bit of fun, bit of a laugh, and no doubt it's always at my expense. So anyway, tonight we have in as guests, or as airworm should we say, we have Mark the John Woodturner, as always, because he is the airworm for the superstars. Why he's here, I do not know. And Joe from Yorkshire Grit. Thank you, Joe, for coming in. So tonight, what I am going to be turning, I know I said in the description I may or may not do a clock, but I'm actually making a blank that I've done some wiggly lines. First time I've done one, you sort of do wiggly lines and then glue it all back together with other pieces of wood, but I haven't quite finished it. So I thought I would do something with a small piece of wood that we have here. Oh, is it? Shouldn't be. What, for me? Right, hang on then. Let's get rid of that. I can't find the one I want. What about that? Is that better? To you, can you hear me, no? You couldn't hear me when I moved. Right. What about that? Is that better? Yeah, it might be because I've just disengaged the stream through OBS. See what it's like. So what's that like, folks? Yeah, well, right. So now Matt said, right. So that's fine. Right, we're done it. We'll call it. Right. So start again. So this is a piece of wood I have. Like I said, we was going to do. I was going to do a clock, but I'm not quite finished the blank for that yet. So with this, few wormholes. So I'm going to have a go at turning it into a vase. Whether I'm going to actually keep some of the natural shape or not, I'm not 100% sure. What it is, not 100% sure, as always, because I didn't write on this when I first bought it or first got it. So I'm going to just basically rough it down and see what we've got. The bark is still fairly strong on here, so it shouldn't fly off. Got a few little loose bits, but we'll see how we go as we turn it. But obviously we'll be wearing safety gear or safety glasses, so hopefully that should be okay. And like I say, I don't know if the worm in it is dead or alive, but I'm sure when I spin around that will be exiting at fast rates if there is still live. So while I'm doing this, I'll get the guys to welcome you all in. Dodgy character. What the hell's going on? Can't hear the airworms? What? Oh, hang on. I know why. That's because I'm using Nick's headset. That's because I'm using Nick's headset. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me just edit. Let me just change this.
God. Oh, can't believe you got that all wrong, Joe. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Steve's Live on a Friday evening. Can I carry on?
Yeah, just see if there's an echo. I've just turned Nick's mic back on. Just see if there's an echo for me.
I'll let you watch that, Mark, because I'm right at the very top of the list. This evening in the chat, we have got Mike Hugh Ilminster, Steve Ashlerner Turner, Gerard the French Turner, Copper Owl Woodturning, Barry's Wood Creations, Brian at Hartwood Turning, did I say Barry's Wood Creations? I'm sure I did. Trevor P. Hobby Turner, Trevor Reed, Michael Howell, Terry Bartlett, Woodworm Paul, that's Mark the Gentleman Woodturner. Ooh. Got TJ Turning, Terry. We've got James Crawford. Got Malcolm Douglas, Rex B, Matt Condriver, Peter Cochran, Chris Glanville, Paul Hoyton, the Greasby Turner, Robert Lapsley, Christine and Michael Hesseltine, Steve Hale,
Hans Coronakers,
Dave Gatton, blooming heck, it goes on. Door 60, Charlie Taylor, the end of the hour or so in a minute. Hans Goran Akers. I'm sure it doesn't. It's not Akers, but it's how I pronounce it. Akers, yeah, probably. We're getting there. We must be getting there. No wonder you told me today. We've got Wivey Woodshed. Andy H is for turning. And I believe that is it.
Yay, Joe got there.
Charlie Taylor's asking what the wood is, please.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, to me,
Tree wood.
Sorry,
Tree wood.
Tree wood. Yeah. To me, it looks like a piece of. I could be totally wrong, but it looks like a piece of ash-sank. But I'm not sure with this bark. But
maybe somebody in the chat will be able
yeah,
to.
that's why I left the bark. That's why I
us.
left it like that. So hopefully someone can see it and tell us exactly what it is. Terry or Pete or someone.
Yeah. Have you seen a worm yet?
No.
Do you like doing vases then, Steve?
I don't mind. Don't do many, to be honest. So I think I've only done about 4.
Okay.
David Woolley's joined.
Woolley. Good evening, David.
Good evening,
Jennifer's
David.
Craft and Creations has joined.
Hi, Jennifer. Oh,
Good
Jennifer,
evening,
I got your stickers the other day. Thank you very much.
TJ Turning says it's Ash.
Says it's Ash.
There you go.
There we go. You see.
Thank you, Terry. Do just a little bit longer tail stock, or tool stock, right? Tool post, really.
How long is the piece, Steve?
I will measure it for you, Joe.
Thank you.
Real inches, Mike.
Well, I was just wondering, other people might be wondering how big
It is on the widest part 10 inches, on the narrowest part 9 1/4 inches.
Oh, right.
Nice and
Jennifer says you sound like you've got a sore throat, Joe. That was just me.
What? Are you sounding like I've got a sore throat? No,
Jennifer
I haven't.
Says, yeah.
I might have by the time I finish, but I haven't at the moment.
Ivy Woodshed's joined.
Hello, mate.
Andrew.
Already said him. Katie's shed is in the
Hey,
chat.
Katie.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Wasn't Katie somebody else before? Is it Katie 602?
I think it was. Rex B says he's really missed Joe singing. Have you?
Really?
Really? Wow.
That might be loud. Now I have been singing a lot in the background, so maybe that's why I've got possibly a sore throat. Ugly. Donald B. Woodturning has joined us. Good evening, Donald.
Good evening.
Barkin Diptych's in. Hiya, Barkin. Welcome along, bud.
Hey, Barkin.
Right, so we'll get in there.
God, I'm good.
Have a crack in there.
Michael Howell says, please don't strain your voice, Joe. I just hate for you to not be able to sing. He thinks I sense a tone of sarcasm.
No, that's just your mind.
Not from Michael.
RPM Woodworks has joined us.
Good evening.
Good evening. I do have some fans out there. You do realise that?
I've got a fan sitting behind me blowing cold air on me.
Oh.
Right, so I'm just going to round this off here, then I'm going to start shaping that, I think.
I was down at Michael's the other day.
Oh, was you?
He's got a big dent in the wall.
Right.
You know the wall? You know the wall right beside the main door, Steve?
Yep.
There's a big dent in the wall. I said, how did you get that dent in the wall? He said, well, I stand there and bang my head against it. It's better than listening to Joe sing.
How many minutes have you been turning, Steve? And he's at it already. 12 minutes.
I thought you was being serious for a minute.
So was I.
Michael's probably just fallen off his chair.
Dragon poor old Michael.
You are so in trouble.
Charlie Taylor's asking, what are you making, please, Steve?
Sorry?
Charlie's asking, what are you making, please?
Hopefully a vase, Charlie. I thought I'd have a go at something different rather than a bowl or... See, Joe moans when I do bowls.
I do not moan. Wow. I just question your sanity, that's all. It's, you know.
So when you go, oh, not another bowl, Steve.
Brent Beecroft and Pete from Twisted Trees have joined.
Good evening,
gentlemen. Good evening, gentlemen.
Rex B says he's the only fan in the USA of Joe's, but then he does wear hearing aids.
Thank you very much, there, Rex. And Robert Lapsley actually said, what do earworms sing when they're not live, Joe? Well, actually, it was still the ditto of Yorkshire Grit, but I wasn't an earworm at the time. So how many times was it on Monday? 5 times on Terry's Live?
Jennifer says, I think Mark is definitely at the top of Joe's hit list. Jennifer,
he is.
Not only am I at the top of that list, I'm also at the top of the other 2 lists where I'm completely on my own. I have my own
you
lists.
Are. He's going to have 4 beatings, not just the one.
And he's
nearly posh firewood green is in.
Andy.
Well, I nearly got there.
So sorry, mate.
Good evening, Andy.
Seriously, man. I just try.
Jesus.
Andy.
I'll give it a good go. Oh, I can't get my head around that one. I do apologise for cocking up your surname, Andy. I did try. Brent Beecroft is in.
Said that.
Yeah, same way as I did Wivey Woodshed, but you totally ignored me there, didn't you? You see?
Jeez.
Anyway, back. He's winding me up, Steve. He's winding me up.
Never would have guessed, Joe.
Oh, no. Back to Steve's turning.
Look what Pete's just said, Joe.
Yeah, I have to admit he was suffering a little bit on Monday, but he asked for it.
Who did? Pete?
Oh no, Glim.
All right.
Joe, are you preparing a remake of the film The Hitman? That's Gerard, the French turner.
Right. So we've got a tenon on the end there, so we can get that in the chuck now.
Michael says, I can't believe you besmirched my good name, Mark. It's only a small dent.
And no worms, so we're on a winner.
No worms yet, no. You'll see them splattered on the white wall, won't we? If they come out.
I'm not so sure, really. I don't know how that works. Kim Dickerson and Ruben Woodcraft have joined us.
Hi,
Good
Kim.
evening.
Hi, Ruben. How you doing, mate?
Hi, guys.
You've got 68 people watching,
Fine.
Steve.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody, for coming over to the Madhouse with Joe and Mark.
Don't have to be mad to watch, but it helps.
All right, so let's get some shape on this. I've got a bit of a crack in there, so we can cut that out. And there's a few little cracks in there, but hopefully we can cut them out. Bowl gouge, to give it a bit of shape, and we'll see what happens. So I want to try and bring it up, and I was thinking about just putting a little tiny hole in the top and trying to holler it just big enough to get the hollering tool in, but we'll see what happens.
Miss T and Benjamin have joined.
Good evening. Miss T, I like your
Hello there.
Varsy thing you did the other day. That was really nice. Or urn, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Like an amphoria almost, wasn't it?
Is the piece of wood that you're using, Steve, is it dry?
No, still a little bit green.
Right.
Terry says you can't see woodworms with the naked eye. They're too small.
But will I feel them if they hit me?
Kim Breastitch is in. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Good evening, Kim.
I'm resisting the urge to be all gooey.
What are you doing, Beckett?
Nothing is Joe this time.
Oh, give me a break. I get blamed for everything.
Oi, Bray, I'm watching you. Blowing kisses to my lady.
We'll do that. See if that.
Now, Michael Howell says, come on, Mark. Show us your gooey side.
Gooey side. Gooey side.
That's open to interpretation, of course. Now, Charlie Taylor's asking, do you have a plan when you are turning? I'm presuming he means the kind of shape that you're going to go for ahead of time.
I have a rough idea, but I never make. I try doing it so you do like a drawing, but I think then sometimes you try too hard to copy that drawing, and sometimes when you get a piece of wood, you don't know what's on the inside of the wood, so sometimes that don't always work. So I try to get out of that habit because that always seemed to go Pete Tong. But I always try and start with a rough idea of a shape I want in my head. But whether I end up with that shape or not doesn't ever matter.
Benjamin says, Joe, there are some uncouth teenagers hanging around outside my house. Can you sing and scare them off, please?
Oh dear.
Ben.
Pete from Twisted Tree says,
Ben.
to foot or not to foot? That is the question.
That's an idea. Are you going to put a foot on your vase?
No.
See, I'd say no foot on this one.
No, I'm not going to foot on that.
Good man.
Oops. I'm going to put a line in there because that's where I want to part it off. But it's going to be deeper than that. But
Now, Wivey says, Mark can always do a drawing, Steve. Yeah, I wouldn't trust
I'm
Mark's
famous for my
drawings in the
drawings.
slightest. Yeah.
I think I'll give it a miss, thanks.
Famous for my drawings. Kim Prestige says, gooey isn't attractive. Lol. Yes, I know. I've been told. Being less gooey.
That might be the same interpretation as me being fluffy.
Fluffy.
Yeah. When I'm feeling fluffy.
New razor? Does that help?
Yeah, I know. Fair enough. It's terrible when you've got to shave a lot more often than your husband, isn't it?
Lawrence Picage has joined. Oh, thank you, Michael. You've just got me right in trouble.
Good evening, Lawrence.
Evening, Lawrence.
Brian's saying, yeah, Mark, do a drawing. Go on, Mark, do a drawing. Really? Chris from Bailey Woodworks is in. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Chris.
And he's doing a drawing.
God help us. Could look like anything.
Well, actually, God help you, because at the end of the day, it's for your vase.
There you go, Steve. Look at the screen.
Nice.
That looks like
Might be a little narrow.
Looks like an urn.
Head.
My drawings are getting better and better. I've started selling my drawings, I think. Michelle Oosby's in. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Alex and Wood and Things is in.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
Hi, Alex.
Alexa, shut up. My voice-activated computer thingy, what's it? Who I won't say her name again. Just activated.
Alexa, by any chance?
Yeah, her, but I can't say it out loud. Ben says, Mark, do a drawing of Kim and show her.
Alexa, shut up.
That'll teach you.
Aye.
I'm just going to sharpen that.
It's been more than 3 or 4 minutes. Kim will have gone by now.
I'm just going to sharpen that gouge up.
Benjamin has said, Mark, do a drawing of Kim and show her.
Just write that out. You're not listening to me. Oh, she's still here. Kim's
Yep.
still here.
Thanks, Kim.
Hold on. Why does she watch you longer than she watches me?
Oh,
Stuart Ingall's in Evening Oil. Can't stay long going squid fishing with the nipper.
well, welcome,
Now,
Stuart.
nipper to me is son, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
William
yeah.
Kenny's in. Hi, William.
Hi, William.
Hi, William.
See, Brian's telling you off now, Joe.
Pay attention, Joe. Why, what have I missed?
Keep reading out what I've already said.
No way.
No way. Yes way.
Very saying. We're turning by Barry's in. Hi, Barry.
Hi, Barry. How you doing,
Hi,
mate?
Barry. Joe, pay attention. Terry's telling me off now.
Michael Howe said, that's because we like Steve. Oh, cheers, Michael. And she's still here. Must be a record, Kim.
Don't kid yourself, Mark. She's only here because of you.
It's true. It's my husky voice.
That's me told. 3 times so far, Joe. I'm counting, Brian says.
Yeah, see.
Dewey's shed. Said, hi, guys. How's it going?
Hi, mate. Welcome.
Kim said she might go in a minute.
You stay as long as you like, Kim.
Yeah.
Get spindle gouge, you know what I mean?
Now, how are you going to take all the wood out of the middle?
Good question, Joe. How do you recommend?
Well, I think the Simon Hope hollowing tools are quite good tools to do that kind of thing.
You
But I
sound
don't
like
know whether you've.
you sound like a sales rep then.
But I don't know whether you've got any.
No. Well, I have. I've got a couple.
So the next thing I would choose is probably a Forstner bit to get started.
Gee, look at this. What? What's going on here?
Brian at Woodturning says, this vase needs a foot to balance the thick lip. Don't listen to him, Steve.
No, I don't want a foot on it. I don't want a foot on it. Sorry, Brian.
Do you want a really angular shoulder, though?
A left angular shoulder.
Do you want a really angular shoulder?
What, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or do you
quite
wanna-
like that. Or shall I nick it down a bit?
Right.
Okay,
Personally, I'd round it off a bit more. Have it a bit more rounded.
Oh,
I wouldn't want to have the wormholes showing
Bit
either.
more,
you wouldn't.
more
So I'll take a bit
organic.
more out of it then. Let's get rid of some of the wormhole, shall we?
But at the end of the day, it's your vase, Steve.
Your
Don't
vase,
you?
mate. Yeah.
Yeah. What you want to do with it is entirely up to you.
Oh no, we please the customers. Oops.
Or the worms. Or earworms, I mean.
What does the chat think? Should that
Yes.
shoulder be more rounded, or should
It's
it be
gone.
angular?
Go on, mate. No messing around. I want to get rid of that bit of bark, actually, because like Joe said, that don't look very good.
Ben says, Mark, now that Kim is gone, what do you love more, her or Woodturning?
What a
Simple.
question.
Simple. It's a simple answer. I love her more.
Yeah.
Malcolm Douglas says rounded.
It's gone now. Got rid of that bit of bark. Nearly.
Shell Usby says no holes.
Well, me vase if I don't put a hole in it.
Almost looks as if it's got a foot because of the bottom bit, doesn't it?
I'm going to turn that off.
William, it's ash, I believe.
Well, that's what Terry said anyway.
And that's what you thought it could be.
Yeah, it was.
I think somebody else confirmed it. I can't remember who now.
It does look like a bit of ash to me.
And the H return says looks like ash.
Yeah.
There we go then.
Still a little bit there, but I'll leave that little bit in. But no holes.
Yeah, it's not
Got a
offensive,
nasty
is
crack there and a nasty crack there, but bit there.
Does that mean it's a bit of
Dodgy wood, yeah.
yeah, well, does that mean there's going to be a bit of glue?
There's going to be glue. There will be
Shell
glue.
Shell Usby says, wormholes, you plonker.
Oh, sorry, Michelle.
Michael Owl says, I think it looks like an urn rather than a vase.
The dead ringer for an urn, is it?
What's a Greek urn?
Oh, a Greek urn. Right, what am I looking for? That.
20 euros a day.
So are you going to colour it, Steve?
I don't know, Joe. I might do. Depends what the wood looks like. I think the way the wood's looking, it's a possibility.
Terry says, looking at the cracks in it, there may be an explosion in the making.
No. She'll be fine, Terry.
And Brian's suggesting he think he could do with a bit of burning.
So if we say burning 3 times, Barry might turn up.
Burning.
Glad you're softening that shoulder up. That's better.
It's a nice little tool that you've got there. What is it?
Say 3/8 spindle gouge, I believe.
Steve, Joe's just complimented your tool.
I know. And she had warm hands. Right. So just turn a little bit of this out in here.
You can see her face.
This is what I've got to put up with, people.
Right, so let's see if we can address these cracks.
Now, Terry is saying, sorry, Steve,
go on, no, go on, you're fine.
It said embellishing wax works a treat on ash, as you know, Steve.
Yes, it does. It certainly does. But I'm going to address these cracks first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some. I don't know if I've got.
Michael says that ash looks in need of colour.
It does. It's very plain and boring, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some thinning to start with, so it soaks into our wood, and then I will put some black over the top of it to enhance the cracks. So we might as well enhance them rather, because the colour's not going to soak into the crack anyway. It'll just end up being white and horrible. So if we put black into it, it'll actually show up. So I'm going to sand and seal it first, so the super glue doesn't soak into the wood around it.
And is this StarBond that you're using, Steve?
It is StarBond I am using, yes. I will show you in a second what I'm using. So I'm going to be using the StarBond fin to start with, and then we will go to the medium thick black. We'll address all the cracks at the same time, then hopefully the fin will soak through so it doesn't cause any issue when we cut some of the middle out.
Right. How long does it take to dry?
With the activator 15
put an
seconds.
activator on.
Yeah, 15,
Okay.
20 seconds.
And if you didn't have any activator?
To be honest, I wouldn't use super glue without an activator because you'd be waiting
Right then.
quite a while for it to. And the trouble is, when you spin it, it can splash out everywhere as well. So you don't want to be. You really want the activator on it to cure it. And you're better off putting little bits in and then adding more afterwards. So the StarBond thin, just dripping it in the cracks, really thin. It's like water. So just put a little bit in there, spray it, move to the next one. Exactly the same.
Does the nozzle get stuck up? With
No,
the
it's made
glue?
out of plastic that the glue shouldn't stick to.
All right, okay. Now, Brian is saying burn it, and then Roger Mills has said that's a bit harsh, Brian. Let him finish it before the bonfire. Michael Howell said 2 or 3 burn lines by the shoulder might look nice through the colour.
Might do. We'll have a look at it. Like I say, I just want to address these cracks first.
Yeah. Then, obviously, Brian's then gone on to say, indeed, Roger, harsh but fair. Now, with friends like that, do you need enemies, eh?
Friends? Acquaintances, you mean?
Acquaintances, yes, that's what Glyn keeps saying to me. Acquaintances.
So, like I say, the fin should soak right through into the wood, and then
Very
we'll just.
runny, isn't it? It's almost like water.
Yeah, it is like water. This is the fin, super fast fin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over that with the black, medium, thick black. I think that's the only one I've got in black. Or I've
Are
got
there many
brown.
colours?
Brown and black is what they do mainly. Medium thick, medium thick. I don't understand what the medium thick or medium. I think medium may be better about.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my poster because I think they do. Black, brown, flexible.
What colour's flexible?
Heavy thin, they do. Thin, odorless thin.
Frame. They do a frame glue. Gap filler thick. Super fast thin. Multi-purpose medium.
But they're all clear, a lot of them, aren't they?
Heavy thin. Yeah, they just do black and brown as coloured.
So as Joe just said, what do you do if the nozzles clog up? And I said they
Stick a
shouldn't.
pin in it.
But this one has. So yeah, just stick a pin in it. So I'm using the brown actually. I've got medium brown. That's a little bit thinner than the black. That still should soak down. Nice bit of pattern in there.
Now, Benjamin says, hang fire, people. Let Steve address the crack first. Terrible, Ben.
Cracking joke that was.
And then Brian has said, don't mention the CA finish marks in.
Yeah, I'm just going to coat the whole thing in CA. Mark is a secret CA finisher. That's the thing.
I'm not. Did use it at one time.
What, on your pens?
Yeah.
Many moons ago.
I found the error of my ways.
Before he knew the right way to do it.
That brown almost looks like the part of that bark that's left.
This?
It's almost the same, yeah.
The brown and black's quite nice actually, because if you want to enhance, I mean, a lot of people say about covering cracks up, don't they? But it's nice sometimes to enhance it, because obviously it's a natural flaw in the piece. And I'm a great lover of not having pieces all perfect. I like to see some of the natural imperfections, as we call them.
Yeah.
So
Some people might say just as well.
Oh, do you know?
I wouldn't be one of those, of course.
yeah, but the thing is,
Not.
You're right.
don't you
Spot on.
don't you find it a nice challenge to find a piece of wood that's manky and end up making it something that's looked decent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So many people go, well, it's got a hole in it, I'm not using that bit of wood, or it's got a crack in it, I'm not using that bit of wood. Well, to me, that's a challenge to make it look decent.
The thing is, nature made it that way.
Exactly, enhance it. Don't just burn it.
As an artist or a craftsman, you'd be hard pressed to recreate what nature's already done for you.
Exactly. But then people use bit of burr wood that's all mouldy and manky, thinking that's the best thing in sliced bread. But it's still imperfections. But hey ho.
Yeah. Stuart's having to leave. He's got squids a beer calling night all.
Oh, see you later, Stuart. Good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
Fun, mate.
Brian says he has a small room, a bit like Robbo's pen room for doing CA finishing.
I don't.
So we'll just do this, and then we'll just run the gouge over it just to take off the CA. We'll give it a chance to dry first, because if not, it'll be splashing everywhere when we turn it. Right, so I think we're there. So wipe my nozzle. Put it back in the cupboard, out of the way. Got a drink full of shavings.
Bit of tea.
Bit of fibre in your diet.
Never heard.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it up. I'm going to stand out of the way. So if there's any glue come out of it, it's not going to get me. Safety glasses first.
Don't want to be glued up.
So I'm just going to use a spindle gouge just to gently go over that to take off the glue.
Gavin Doty's in the chat.
Right, Gavin?
Evening, Gavin.
So nice light passes just to take that glue off, really.
What's your favourite tool to use, Steve?
I don't know, really. I don't really say I've got a favourite. No, I can't really say, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. Danny Boy's in the chat. He says that's a nice urn, Steve.
Thanks, Danny.
Rex B's asking, does Robbo have a class tomorrow?
Don't
Or
know.
Mark?
I'll have a look in a sec, see if I can.
And are you and Nikki on Sunday,
Yes, we are.
Steve?
Yes, we are here Sunday. I believe the link's already up for Sunday. She's feeling a bit better, so hopefully she'll be a bit more lively this week.
Oh, Terry's saying that there's no class from Robbo tomorrow.
Okay. There you go.
Right. So there's the cracks all filled. Hopefully that'll hold together now. So let's get it sanded up. So I'm going to sand this from 120. And if we're going to colour it, up to 400.
Now, do you have any favourite colours you like to use?
Yes, red and yellow is my favourite colours. What about you, Joe? What's your favourite colours?
Well, I mean, not for woodworking, but I do like purple.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I like
We
pink
know.
as well. I know you do.
You what, Mark?
We know she likes purple.
I like pink as well. What's your favourite colour, Mark?
You're actually gonna laugh.
Oh, no, I wouldn't laugh. I've got a
Blues, I
serious
reckon.
face sat here looking at you. Go on.
Pink is my actual favourite colour.
Ah, now, is that a delicate baby pink or a really bright cerise pink?
Bright, shocking big pink.
Like his leotard.
Yep.
Oh, sugar.
Basi-
Did you have to do
Basically.
any? Is that just doing any extraction?
Ah, Michael Howell says purple is class, and I always knew you were a class act, Joe. Ah, you see, what did I tell you? I've got fans. Huey Lion's heart is in.
Hi, Louis. How you doing, mate?
Hey, Huey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Joe loves purple. Purple accessories for the car. That's right, I do, and I've got them all. Although I have to have moments where I put them in because Glyn is not that keen. I know. Glyn's favourite colour is black.
I would say my second favourite is probably purple.
Twinsies.
Are you a woman, Mark?
Probably.
Vaguely. Did you say vaguely?
I said probably.
Oh, I thought you said
Probably.
vaguely.
A woman. When it comes to wood, though, on a more serious note, when it comes to wood and you're colouring your wood, what's on the lathe? What colours do you like to use?
Who?
Um,
Oh, Mark.
Mark, you've said that you like red and yellow, don't you?
yeah, the classic sunburst. Probably my favourite combination.
It does
Red.
look really nice when it's
Red,
actually,
honey, burnt orange.
yeah. They look
Ruby.
brilliant once they've got a shine on them and what have you.
Although
don't they?
those vases
Come
I
to
did
life.
recently, with the blues and the midnight purple and blue and sky blue, they came out really nice. Quite
Yeah,
pleased
they
with those.
did. But I think everyone's different, and I could see they were all different. But the thing that stood out to me was the one that was lacquered with the honey and the red and what have you.
Oh, that one, yeah. That did come out good. Went to town on that one. That had, thanks to Steve's advice. 12
How
or
many
14,
coats of lacquer?
12 or 14 coats, I think.
Oh, patience.
Yorkshire Grid Original, Yorkshire Grid Microfine. In fact, I microfined it about 4 or 5 times.
Well, Brian's saying red and green are his favourites.
Right, that's sanded up to 400. So just blow the dust out of that. Just shame about them cracks, really. That'd be a nice bit of wood if it weren't for them cracks, but never mind. We'll make the most. Right, so let's get some colour on it then. See as we're going to colour it. Colours. Good question.
I'd say do a classic sunburst. And boring.
Well, I always
Have
think.
some real simple things he's in.
Hey, lassie.
Baz,
We knew if we said it, he'd come in.
How you doing, Baz? Nice to see you.
Yui has said, would anyone be surprised if I said my colour is blue, and green?
Blue and green.
It's Sash, Huey. Grumpy's Woodturning's in.
Hi, Grumpy. How you doing?
Says hello to everyone from Newmarket, Tennessee.
Good
evening, Grumpy.
So I'm thinking plum on the bottom, then midnight, and then sky blue at the top.
It's going to make it quite dark.
I know. But that's going to cover those cracks up, which is what I'm looking for.
Is it? I thought you were in for a cheerful Friday night, not a miserable Friday night. But anyway, with the colours.
Yeah, but it's only colour, isn't it? It's only colour.
Yeah, go for it.
Why don't you do forest green on the bottom and pear on the top?
Forest green. So you want greens? Where's the spray gun? There it is.
Yeah, just because you don't do greens that often.
No, I don't. I don't use greens hardly at all. So green and green. Dark green and light green. Don't know if I've got. Oh, yes, I have. Have I got a light green? That's a dark green.
Gerard says, Mark, you'll be very interested in Martin's course after Yorkshire Grit. He uses T-cut scratch remover. I know he does.
Right, so extraction on.
Now, Baz is saying purple, pink, and gold. Oh, that's quite bright.
They actually look the same green to me.
2/3 and a third, if I were you.
Brian says finish the top with honey. So does Andrew from Wivey Woodshed. Welcome Douglas had suggested pale blue. Robin Thorogood is in. Good evening, Robin.
Good evening, Robin.
That's actually really nice. Then the pear, and then like is it Brian?
Yep.
Yeah. Go pear and then honey.
I think pear up to there, and then that
pear
bit.
Pear to the shoulder. Just short of the shoulder, and then kind of honey feathered off the shoulder, bold to the lip.
Michael Howell says green fading into honey, which is about what you've suggested, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Barry says burn to the top.
Of course. And Brian has said too much CA in it to burn, Baz. Brian.
Well, he's right.
Right. I don't know if I've got. That looks like that one to me. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, the same colour. It's a bit strange. I've got two colours exactly the same in two different pots. So
could it be the other way around then?
So I'll just pour that one into there. Don't know. I've got lots of forest in two different pots. Strange, but true. Let's dry this pot out.
Dale Slaughter has joined us.
Good evening. Is that a new
It's
name?
in Eastern
It is.
Well, welcome,
This is-
Dale.
Eastern USA. I never know what time Steve's live start. They start at 7:45
British
Greenwich Mean Time, or
GMT.
British Summertime, yeah.
So about an hour ago, mate.
But there's still plenty of time for it because it's yet to be hollowed out.
Benjamin says I'd colour the whole thing walnut brown.
Well, Ben
would.
wouldn't he? He's walnut mad.
Yorkshire gets it. Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glyn.
Hello, darling. Fancy seeing you here.
So let's just flush that through. Right, so pair from there into there.
Is that a pear?
There it is.
Actually, they're quite nice.
76 watching, Steve.
Blimey, thank you, everybody.
Looks very pearish, doesn't it?
Well, that's why it's called pear colour.
Like a pear conference pearish.
Paul Houghton says, how about sanding the forest back to help blend in the pear? When Steve puts sanding sealer
That'll blend them
over
together.
the top, that'll blend it softly into each other.
So
Harry
just
says, what do they call a vase with a hole in the bottom?
double-ended.
Tube.
Right, so honey,
Or
honey,
pipe.
honey, honey. Right, so just a little bit of honey on there and around there.
Gerard's got a question for you, Steve.
Yep.
Is your airbrush plugged in straight to your compressor, or is it one of those small 3-litre one or normal one?
No, it's plugged straight into my 150-litre compressor.
You've got a regulator on it, haven't you?
Yes, it's regulated down to, I think it's around about 25 psi.
25, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That almost looks like a reggae vase.
Reggae. Yeah, I'm on.
Buck one, man.
Right, so move that out of the way. I have actually got in my storeroom one of my grand's vases, and it's about that big. Yeah, it's about, I don't know, 1.5 foot, 18 inches long. And it looks near enough the same colours as that along the top. That sort of shape. If I could get to it, I'd show you.
Ben says,
Oh,
remember,
Ben.
remember when Mark made a funnel the other day? Good times.
No,
Can I put him in timeout?
no. Can't put someone in time out for telling the truth.
See,
Kuruma
report,
saying in.
remove,
Good evening, cuz.
put user in timeout, hide user.
Good evening.
So many choices.
So I'm just drying this off with a hot air gun just to dry off the...
Evening, cuz.
Hi, Cuz, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you over.
Long time no see.
Yeah. Hope you're well. So I'm just using a hot air gun just to dry the colours off a little bit. Don't get too close because you'll start to... if there's any moisture still in the wood, that'll come to the stop and start to blemish. So just gentle, nice, warm, just so that's drying off. Now you can spray that with cellulose sand and sealer. But like Mark just said, we want to try and blend some of the colours in together. So we want to try and bring that bit of blended line in. So what I'm going to use cellulose sand and sealer. And I normally use, for my colouring, I normally use Martin's pre-finned sand and sealer. So that's what we'll use. Move these out of the way so we don't drip all over our tools. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off on the light and work my way into the dark. Because if I go the other way, you'll end up bringing the dark green into the lighter colour, which is what we don't want.
Oh, Gerard's saying thanks. I got one from Lidl for €99, and it's a 26-litre one.
Yep.
And it'll do him. It says just need the connection for the airbrush, but he's ordered it from Amazon France.
Yep.
Dale has said he watches most of the videos from the UK after the live is over.
Ah, nice to hear. Thank you, Dale. So as you can see, we've gone from the light to the dark, and that just starts to feather in the two greens together.
Grumpy, now this is, did you say it was cellulose?
Yeah, it's cellulose sanded. Yeah.
These are water-based stain? Grumpy?
Oh God, that's almost like talking to Glim, really, isn't it?
What, calling Grumpy?
Yeah, but he's not in the room now, so I can say that.
Baz says he's still kicking, thanks. He's been watching the lives, dipping in and out, but he's not been able to get into the chat.
Okay, mate. Well, it's
I'm
good to
glad
see.
you're doing okay, cause
Yeah, definitely. You take it easy, mate.
Tell you, Steve, the grain pattern, now you've put that stain on there.
Yeah.
It's really jumping out.
Yeah.
So.
Especially
Oh,
on the
heck.
top.
He's still got his headset on. Oh dear.
Has he given you the look of death?
No, he's gone out of the room, but then he actually shouted, "No, you can't." Oops. Yeah, I caught that one up, didn't I? Yeah, that looks so much nicer.
Right, so you can always get the colour come out, but now we've sealed it, we'll leave that to dry. Now that should seal our colour in.
You'd never have thought the grain was like that originally, would you?
No. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put an embellishing wax over the top of that to enhance that grain even more. So, just need to decide what colour we're going to have embellishing wax. So you could, if you had a liming brush, you could, before you coloured it, just put your liming brush over it to take some of the soft texture out of the grain, just to enhance, so you get a bit more depth on that grain. But I think with embellishing wax, that is really going to enhance that.
I think you're going to need either copper, or I think gold would get lost, wouldn't it?
Yeah, gold to get lost
So
in the yellow. So
copper might be nice, or bronze.
Got bronze. Yeah, green's too much. We've got to green on there anyway. Purple's a bit OTT. Blue's not really going to go. Pink, no, not really. Silver, no, not really. White, no. I think you're right, Mark. Bronze, I think, is the one.
Bronze, yeah.
So,
well, if it helps you, Dale, over here at this very moment in time, it is around 10 to 9
PM.
So if that gives you any clue as to the difference in time where you are, might help you for future. So we see you again.
Barry says black like burnt. Give it up, Barry. Ain't happening tonight.
this is my first. This is a little sample pot when I first bought this. And it's getting to a stage where it's a little bit dry, but I've got another tub in there if we need it. So you want to work this in really well so we fill that grain. It's all gone quiet.
It has.
Rolled.
What? You're bored?
We're
We're all
enthralled.
thrilled.
Oh, I thought you said you're bored.
Everyone's holding their breath till you finish doing the embellishing.
So just rub that in really well.
Is this going to be a two-parter, by the way?
Two-part. What else time?
It's going an hour.
Is it? Right now. Won't take long to hollow out, will it? Go till 9:30 and see what happens. Worst come to worst, I'll finish it tomorrow and then show it Sunday.
Now, Dale has said most of the ash in the US are dying off because of the ash borer beetle no longer allowed to cut down any of the healthy ash trees. What a shame.
We've got ash dieback here in the UK too. Fortunately, that means that there's a lot of ash available for wood turners.
So I'm just gently doing this so we get rid of the excess of wax. And then once we've got all the excess off, we'll buff it up.
Danny Boy says it's amazing how that changes the piece.
It does.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Totally.
All right, so we've got all the wax off. Speed up a little bit. Don't need no major pressure. We're just relying on the heat between the friction to buff that piece up, because the wax in the embellishing wax, we can use that as a wax finish. So it should give us a sheen on our piece.
You can see the reflection of the lights top and bottom.
There you go. So the embellished wax just fills that grain. Don't know if you can really see that, can you, on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So it just fills that grain up, just enhances that grain a little bit. Makes it look a little bit better. Nice. All right, so now we've got to dress this end. Check it, make sure it's tight in the hook.
Do you want to change cameras?
Yep. So I think I'm going to drill through with a forcing a bit to start with. Cut that off. Actually, hold that in there while I cut that off. Just give it a little bit of support.
Kitey's saying, is it a food safe finish?
The embedded, I think all Hampshire sheen finishes, I'm not 100% sure, but I think all Hampshire sheen finishes are food safe now. But obviously, if you go on the Hampshire Sheen website, there will be data sheets on there to tell you if they are or if they are not. So just go over and check out if you want to.
Okay.
Use spindle gouge. All right. Cool. Don't know how tight.
Flex your muscles.
Yeah. All right, so let's just clean this bit off, and then I will get a forcing a bit, and we'll clean it off with a forcing a bit.
Now, Grumpy is asking, do you ever use a steady rest while turning a large piece like this?
No, to be honest, because I've never really turned anything bigger than about 9.5 inches, 10 inches at the most. So normally I don't use a steady rest. 2 reasons. Number one, I ain't got one. And two, I've never really needed to use one. Right, so forcing a bit. We need.
Now it's going to be a big one, isn't it? Here.
Oh, you read my mind.
Do you ever step up in sizes on your drills?
Well, I could do. I should do, really, shouldn't I?
Just thinking about the tenon.
Yeah,
Might be
because it's
better.
not. Because it's not very. It's not the best hold in the world. So let's get the forcing a bit out.
How big do your Forstner bits go up to?
55 mil, I think.
Right, okay.
I think they start about 15 and go up to 55 mil. Oh no, they go smaller than 10 mil, 15 mil. Well, we've got to start at that size. These are all imperial sizes, so 7/8, whatever that is in English, or in new money, should we say?
I don't know what Joe's laughing at, but she's absolutely killing herself laughing.
Is she?
Because Glenn's just said, I've got a 75 mil one. Mine's bigger than Steve's.
Child.
It's not the size, it's how you use it, Glenn. I'm only going to go to the depth of the force in a bit. So I wasn't going to be all the way to the bottom.
Baz has got to go.
See you later, Baz. Thanks for coming over, mate.
There, Baz.
See you later, Baz.
Should go bigger than that.
Joe's picking her nose. She didn't think I'd tell everyone.
What?
No, I'm not.
Joe's picking her nose.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, she don't eat like she did the other night.
No, she flicked it at Glyn.
Oh my goodness, you're rank.
Just maintaining my position on top of the list.
Trust me, you don't have to do anything else. You're never going to fall off that top spot.
I want to know in November when I have my kicking of a year, does that clear the slate?
Well, there are 2 or 3 lists, so.
Don't start changing the rules.
Well, you've just asked me, so I'm answering you. I don't know. I'll have to have a think of that. It depends.
I have to have a think about it.
Do you think, really, as you carry on abusing me, that the slate should be clean? Don't you think that there should be extra kick-ins for the extra abuse?
No, I'd come up and meet you in November, get a good kicking, start fresh.
Ready for the next year?
Yeah.
I'm not waiting a whole year to beat him and give him a kicking again. I'm not having another year of abuse.
Well, you've had a year now.
Greg Alexander's in.
Hi, Greg. How you doing?
Hi, Greg. Steve Ash says, at Joe, that sounded like a challenge to the rest of us. Terry Bartlett says, depends on the level of the beating. Oh, no. I've got plans for that beating.
Always.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You've been right smug about being at the top of the list. So you're going to get an extra beating for the smugness.
Hang on. How's that even fair?
Well, you know, some you lose, some you win.
And this one you've lost.
Oh, Danny boy. Ooh. How are we doing, Steve?
We're getting there
How
slowly.
deep are you?
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute.
How much are you going to leave to the bottom?
Well,
How far in are you going to go?
I'm going to go in as far as my Forstner bit allows me.
Okay.
I just want to clean that crud out of there.
Thanks, Michael. Cheers. Appreciate that.
Oh, it's an extractor, I think.
Michael Howell says, rather than watching Tyson Fury, I'd pay good money to see Joe beat the bejesus out of Mark.
Well, it may be
Cheers.
live anyway, Michael.
Well, Trevor P. Obiturner says, will it involve handcuffs and whips?
Oh,
I mean,
Apparently
I don't know
so.
what mind he's on.
suit you, sir.
Going to be filmed, apparently.
Live. I reckon we actually get live. It's a bit small, that one. I'll stream it live from the Yorkshire Grit HQ, I reckon. What do you reckon?
No.
Why?
You have to think about that.
Could make you YouTube famous.
Michael, you should try to film it. You might have a Rocky 5 in the making.
During a gathering of YouTube influencers, one was taken aside and given a good kicking.
A well-deserved kicking.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that?
I don't think there's anything I've said that hasn't been justified.
You just can't help yourself, Becky.
You know he thrives on it, Joe. That's what it is.
I know, I think so as well. I think that's how he gets his kicks. Michael Howell says, count me in for a ticket, lol.
There's a knot there.
Oh dear.
There's a knot right there, and I keep catching.
Now, Glyn has said, depends if we get the ceiling up, lol.
Yeah.
In that bloody ceiling.
Oh, I could hit him with the plastic.
Can't disable the workforce.
What's going on there?
Brian says, don't be worrying, Matt. She's a big softie, really, and all you will get is a great big hug.
Dave, is it seated properly in the mortise?
Yeah.
The Morse taper, I mean.
Yeah. I think I want scuffing up. That's a bit shiny.
They've kind of polished it a little bit, spinning it.
Now, Roy's the boy has joined us. Good evening, skkrafts and everyone. This is my first time on your lives. I had my first turning lesson yesterday at my grand age of 60.
Nice.
Well, welcome.
Welcome
to
along. And well done.
Yeah, well done.
Yes.
Welcome to the world of being skint.
Welcome to the
Michael,
madness on this live is actually what I was going to say. It's
Michael
Friday
House.
night.
Michael House made a proper effort there. If Joe dresses up in leather as well, I'll pay for everyone's tickets.
Blimey heck.
Danny Boy says, as I'm not a wood turner, I have loads of ash to give away. Is anyone interested?
Ooh,
Yes, please.
definitely, Danny. Definitely. All right, so I'm just going to scuff that up a little bit because that seems to be.
Isn't Danny Boy local to you?
Yeah, I think he's about an hour or so away from me. I've still got his.
Benjamin says you can still die from being hugged to death.
All
Hugged.
right, let's try that. That's right there. That's where that's tight. I'm going to go into there.
Oh, if you've got any questions, just fire them off. Sure, the chat or Steve, self, or Joe be able to answer any questions if you've got. Just don't ask about singing, because that's not something Joe knows anything about.
Just shut it, Becky. Have you said hello to Scott Hampton by any chance?
No, I didn't. Hello, Scott.
Good evening, Scott. And Gerard, the French turner, says, Joe, are you a bit masochist on the side by chance?
Masochist.
No, I'm not. Only when it comes to Mark. He deserves everything he gets. And Glenn has said that's a whole field of cow's fate sailed, lol. That's the leather in it, dressed in leather.
Oh,
Well, he's going to get it as well, because I'm not having this.
Right, now do I go down another load of steps to get that the same depth? I think so.
Yeah.
To get it a bit deeper. I need to buy an extension bar really. I keep meaning to buy one, but too lazy. Right, so that one first.
you're in trouble, Glenn.
I thought I'd go through them. So I might just put that one through first, just so it gets a little bit bigger. Do, 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 do. That's too big, that one.
Just keep talking to yourself.
Who? Who, me?
You.
Oh,
You.
sorry.
Hey, you. No, keep going.
Fine.
This one's a little bit bigger. I'll just put this one through first. This wood is still a little bit wet. That's why I keep grabbing. What's the time, please?
It's 9:10, Steve.
Oh, sorry. I was late than that. Not quite big enough to get that head in. So I ain't getting no deeper. Because that bit's not quite big enough to get the head of the chuck in. And the next one I've got is too big. That one is too big. So that's as deep as we're going to get.
It's just for show, isn't it? It's not to be
Yes.
practical.
It's only demo piece.
Practice piece.
Practice piece. Right. So I'm going to spin this around a little bit just so I can get to it a little bit easier. Can you still see that?
Gerard's got to go. See you later, Gerard.
See you later, Gerard. Thanks for coming over, mate.
All right. Good night, Gerard.
So I'm going to be using the Simon Hope hollowing bar to start with to roll this out. Just be careful with these tools because they like to hog the material out.
You do indeed.
So keep stopping and checking when you think you're getting close.
They look quite aggressive, don't they, in the cutting?
There they are. The way that carbide is shaped. The way the carbide is shaped. I don't know if you can see that, can you? It's got like a scoop on it, so it's just like a shear cutting blade all the time.
Right. That's what it's designed for, isn't it? To get through stuff.
Yeah.
Ben, it's perfectly okay to use a Forstner bit in the way Steve did, stepping them up. The center point really isn't that important after the initial
And to be honest,
cut.
the bits I use have got teeth on them anyway. So they act like a saw blade. So once you go in gentle and you get that ridge in there, they automatically cut their trace line anyway. Not like, I mean, these are the same. These have got little teeth on them, but not as aggressive and as accurate as what those other ones are.
The center point doesn't really guide the Forstner bit once it's into the wood. It's only there to start it off, really.
If your piece is like this, where it's central, it can't move anywhere, it can't vary left or right, up or down, then there shouldn't be an issue when you start anyway. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend it if you was doing it on a pedestal drill or something.
So, Danny Boy is saying, so I'm guessing a steady rest has 2 bars.
No, Danny Boy, a steady rest is, if you think of a circle, big circle going around the piece with 3 arms, and on the end of each arm would be a roller skate wheel, a roller blade wheel, and you lock the arms into position with the wheel in contact with the piece, just provides stabilization, stops it vibrating, stops the piece flexing up and down at its furthest point away from the headstock. Lloyd Kenny the third's in. Hi, Lloyd.
Good evening, Lloyd.
Who is that?
Lloyd Kenny III.
Oh, Lloyd, how you doing? Thank you very much for coming over.
Grumpy's asking which kind of Forstner bit is better, the one with the teeth, the one with the blades?
Say again, sorry, Mark.
Which kind of Forstner bit is better, the one with the teeth or the one with the blades?
I prefer the one with teeth because you can sharpen these. I've got a diamond cut and a diamond triangle. This is a diamond sharpening piece, and you can resharpen the teeth. They're tungsten pieces, tungsten teeth on there, so you can't really sharpen those like you can these. And you can resharpen the cutting flats as well on these. So I prefer these ones. But that's my preference.
Lloyd Kenny is from Northwest Georgia in the USA.
Oh, well, welcome, sir. Thank you very much for coming over.
Miss T's having a go. Hi, Miss T.
All right. Good night, Miss T.
See you later, Mrs. T.
I've always wondered, Gaz, are you Gaz Glass Driftwood Turner, or are you Gaz Glass Driftwood Turner? I'm just curious. Are you a driftwood turner, or are you a glass driftwood turner? That makes sense. And Lloyd Kenny's asking, is that an end mill bit?
End mill. This is a.
No, the Forstner bits. Is it
Oh.
an end mill bit? I think in America they call them different than Forstner bits.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you call that in America, but you got your cutting flats there and then serrated teeth on the outside edge. Can you see that? Yeah. Serrated teeth on the outside edge to give you a cutting line. But obviously
Grumpy says he'd like to see how you sharpen the Forstner teeth.
Oh, would he? Okay. Let me just do this and I'll.
Ah, right, okay. So Gaz Glass, Driftwood Turner, his name is Gary Glass, Gaz for short.
Yeah.
So it's Gary Glass, Driftwood Turner. Well done, thank you. Brent Beecroft says the drill bits with the teeth are specifically for end grain. Bits with the cutting blades you can use on both.
Oh, okay.
Driftwood Turner is his superhero name.
How are you getting on there, Steve?
Well, I think I'm about where I'm going to be. Still a bit thick, but that'll do me.
Just get hold dry flowers and stuff. You want a bit of weight to it, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't fall over.
Don't want it falling over.
Lloyd, no,
No.
Steve's not turning a lamp. He's turning a vase.
In a vase, yeah.
Turning what? Did he say yours?
Is he turning a lamp?
Oh, no, not that. Right. So this is it's a bit dirty because I've had it about 20 years. But this is what I use, and it's as
Do you
sharp
want to go on
as.
your main camera?
Let's have a look. Overhead.
No, your intro.
Oh, okay. Which camera is it? This one here. Right. So this is a proper tool sharpening stone. It's a bit. It should be orange, but it's a bit manky because it's absolutely filthy. So what I do is obviously you've got. Let me just blow this off so you can see it a bit easier. So obviously you've got two cutting parts to these. You've got your teeth, and then you've got your flat that takes the center out. Now you don't want to be sharpening this bevel here. You want to be taking it through the actual back bevel, because 9 times out of 10 it's that goes blunt there. So what I do is I get my tool stone and I just gradually lay it on the way it's chamfering, and just light passes dragging it forward to sharpen. All you're doing is taking the burrs off and just re-honing that edge. And just a few passes is enough to make that re-sharp again. Like I say, you don't need no major pressure. You can get water stones. This is a pre-oiled one. So, like I say, I've had this 20 years, so it doesn't really... And that just puts that nice sharp edge back on there. Now, to do the teeth want a little bit of a back cut on them, so that when that's cutting, you get rid of that, because what you'll find is when you get hot and you use them a lot, they'll get that little bit of a dull edge on the top there. But again, I just run it in the shape. I run that part of the stone on that part of my tooth at a slight angle, because if you look at your teeth, they've got a slight angle on them. So you're basically running it down like that. Now you need to put it in a vise really, and then just rub it a few times, sort of going down, so you're cutting a nice sharp edge on this piece here. And then you'll also take off that, as you take it back, you'll take away that rounded edge there and give you a nice sharp corner there, which is your cutting. And the way I do it is, if you flick your finger over it and you can feel it grab the skin on the tip of your finger, then you know it's got a cutting point on it. Now that's how I sharpen mine. I could be wrong, but that's how I sharpen mine. So hopefully, what are you doing? You taking a piss?
Taking the mickey out of Joe.
So yeah, that's how I sharpen mine, and I've never had a real... Well, this set I've had for 2 years, and the main ones I use are the 50mm, obviously for my when I put the chuck to hold in the chuck. So that one gets used all the time, but I should imagine I have to sharpen that every, don't know, month to 6 weeks, something like that. So yeah, so little oil stone, or not oil stone, sharpening stone. You can see there where it's now losing its shape, where I've used it that much. It's now losing its sharp corners, but it's okay. It's like I say, it's 20-year-old, so it's done me well.
How much would they cost new now?
Oh, I don't know. When I bought that, when I bought that, that was about £8, I think, when I bought that. So, but like I say, they should be orange.
William Rose Creates has just joined. Hi, William.
Hi, William. How you doing?
William.
Right, so that's fairly good in there. Just clean that out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to curve that edge off a little bit with the spindle gouge.
Cuz is off. See you later, Cuz.
See you later, mate. Thanks for coming over. Take care of yourself.
All right, bye, Cuz.
So I'm just going to take that over a little bit, just to... Actually, I'm going to take in from the edge of that, just so we go back to bare wood on there, really.
Don't know why she's shaking her head at me for.
Right, so just sand that up.
Now, is that still sharp going into the vase?
What, there? There's a little bit of a rounded lip there.
Okay.
Thanks for... Grumpy says thanks for that.
It's all right, mate.
Are those called diamond sharpening stones?
Yes.
I think that one, yours, was an oil stone.
No, this should be an orange grass. It was pre-pregnated with oil when I bought it. So
Okay.
I don't know if they call it diamond sharpening stones now, but it's a tool sharpening stone. But like I say, when I bought mine was pre-pregnated with oil. Right, sand that up. Like I say, it was 20 years ago, so they could have called them. They could have changed things now. Right, so just going to get rid of that little bit of furriness off there.
20 years ago, mate. You really are quite old.
I am, mate. I'm over the hill.
Not as old as you, though.
Neither of us are as old as you, though, Joe.
What, together or?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're supposed to respect your elders, Mr. Beckett. Just remember that.
Yorkshire Kid says it's a whetstone, Steve.
No, it's not wet. It's bone dry. Right.
WHETSTON. Whetstone.
But it does the job. It's a good
That's
tool.
the king.
Andy H says they always used to be called slipstones.
I'm learning something now. See all these old folk, they teach me stuff, you see. Right.
What are you going to teach him then, Joe?
You really are pushing your luck tonight, Beckett.
What was that, Beckett?
Oh, it's Beckett now, is it?
Right, so I'm just going to dob some sand and sealer in there. Let it soak around. This is where I find out if I've sealed the glue holes, because if not, sand and sealer will be running out of it. Just spin that. Pardon me. Is he picking on you tonight, Joe?
No, nothing that I can't handle.
I'm not scared of you.
You will be. You
Then tell me
will
where you're
be.
ticklish.
Bit personal.
Roy's the boys asking who else does live streams. Well, you've got Brian at Woodturning, TJ Turning, myself, Mark the Gentleman Woodturner.
Occasionally, Terry does them.
Occasionally,
Terry does.
Terry doesn't. TJ Turning, Steve SKkrafts. You've also got Wayne the Woodturner,
Rob
Andy
CP.
H. Turning, Rob CP,
Hodgepodge.
yes,
Mark the Gentleman
Hodgepodge.
Woodturner. Would you believe?
Yeah, I won't bother about him though.
Oh, don't you dare say that.
Robbo Robson.
Robert Robson.
Carl Jacobson.
JP Woodwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, JP don't do lives though very often, do he? There's quite a few. There is loads. Right, so that's dry in there. I'm not going to polish it up in there. Let's get it
The
parted.
Wood Dude has joined us. Good evening, Stephen.
Hiya, Stephen.
How are you? Right, so let's get some of these tools out of the way and get this parted off.
The Klondike Craftsman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
it's premiere, isn't it?
What's Clint saying?
Nothing.
Right, so 2 chuck keys. How'd that happen? Alright. Get this parted off him without dropping it. Ooh.
Right. I'm going to say something now. Grumpy. We don't mind helping people out in their channels. So if you've got a channel, if you ask, then we'll let that message go through. How's that sound? We don't just go into people's lives and just go straight in and go, follow me. If you ask, we'll do it. Because we like to help everybody out. But you need to ask first.
parting tool. Right, slow this down. Slight undercut on this bottom of this urn vase, log piece, wood burning block, whatever you want to call it.
Mel Garzin. Hi, Mel.
Hi, Mel, how you doing?
Tom Tango Parker is in.
Hi, Tom.
Good evening.
Didn't think that was going to go then. All right, get rid of this. Bin. So I just got a little nub on there I need to clean up. So I will get a chisel, a flat chisel, just to take that off.
Is that called a skewer flat chisel?
No, it's got a flat chisel.
Okay.
So I will get a flat chisel. That's a flat
Grumpy,
chisel.
it's okay.
It's a flat
Grumpy.
chisel. Look.
Just, if you ask in the chat, if you say, could you put a link in for my channel, please? We will. But don't just go straight in with follow my channel, please. We like to help people, but we also like to be good etiquette about it. Bit of YouTube etiquette.
We want people to follow you because they want to follow you, not because you're asking them to.
Yes.
That's the way we look at it.
Thank you. That's the way of explaining.
Well, at least Steve got it right.
Right, so that chisel's a bit big, so let's just clean this off. So there we go. I'm not going to finish the bottom because it needs a little bit more TLC. I'm looking for a bit of wood to stand it on. But
That was a tongue twister, was that?
let's move it back a little bit.
Wow.
So there we go. Oops, get that
Right.
off it.
Before you go, there's the link to Grumpy's Woodturning channel, because I'm sure he gets what we're trying to say to him. So go along and follow Grumpy's channel. I've had a look. He looks like he's done some good stuff. Let's see if we can get him up over 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
We always like to help people. We always like to help new starters because we've all been there and we all had to start somewhere. And we like to think that we're trying to help you. You new spit it out, Steve. You new guys on YouTube. We'd like to think we're trying to help you because we know what it's like to start a channel. So if we can help encourage people to come over and view your, we can't force people to subscribe to you, but we can give people your link to come over and view your content. And if they like your content, then there's no reason why they shouldn't subscribe to you. So that's our etiquette anyway.
The wood dude was asking, do you not flat the piece left on the chuck for use as a glue block?
I usually chuck it on the. I've chucked it on the side, and I normally I've got a pile of pieces I normally keep for that specific job. But that, to be honest, that's quite cracked. As you can see.
Steve, I think we're going to like Grumpy.
Why?
He says, "Thank you for helping and the spanking."
So there's quite a few cracks on there, so I don't think I'll really use that as a glue block.
Right.
I think I might throw that a bit, to be honest, but I have got quite a few bits. I normally keep hardwood offcuts for. So anyway, now Mark's told Grumpy off and scared him away from the channel. Thanks for that, Mark. So there's my piece. Obviously, it's not as deep as it should be. It should be a lot deeper than that. I really need to invest in a long extension for the Forstner bits, but the problem I've got is some of them are round and some of them are heads.
You know what you're going to have to do You're gonna have to buy
But
2 different extensions.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but
Get
I need to
get
measure the
your hands
hex and
into
find.
your pockets and
Sweating thinking about it.
They're only about 10 quid. Rich man like you.
hyperventilating.
What? What'd you say?
Rich man like you.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Just
Right.
don't buy Nicky any flowers for a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
weeks.
that'd go
I don't
down
think he
well.
does
wouldn't it?
anyway.
That'd go down one well. You lot would really crucify me if I. Oh, I don't buy a flower, so it don't matter. Yeah. Anyway, right. So let's bring you guys. Let's bring you guys back in. So thank you so much for coming and joining us. Yeah. So that's the piece for tonight. Nothing exciting. Just I wanted to do a bit of a vase. Like I say, the piece I was actually working on, I haven't quite got finished the blank, so that's why I decided to do this. Shame that's a bit cracky. Other than that, it looked quite nice. But again, it's all about a bit of demoing to bring some entertainment to you folk. Gives me a bit of tool time, which I don't get really as much as I'd like. So that's obviously done 2 things. So tomorrow's live. Who's on tomorrow, Mark? If anybody.
Wayne will be on tomorrow night.
Yep.
Robbo's not doing anything. Don't think anybody else is lined up for tomorrow.
Right. Okay. So that's fine. So nothing through the day.
Don't
Right,
think so.
Okie dokie.
And then Sunday is the Nicky show with guest woodturner Steve.
Yep.
So I might tomorrow then, because people have been asking about what I've been doing to the workshop, I might do tomorrow morning, mid-morning, a pop-up live and just a quick tour of what I've done. So,
Hey.
because people have been messaging me and asking what's been going on, so I might just quickly do that. Only be for well, I'm not going to say how long because I'm actually get talking and be on till Christmas. So anyway, keep your eyes open for that. But it depends if anybody's live. If someone comes on live, I won't do it because obviously I don't want to go over anybody's toes. So if there's no, is there any questions before we go? Colours. Who are you asking colours for? See, Danny Boys have got above. Danny Boys comment above. Earworms have missed a comment, have they?
All right.
Can I buy it, please?
Really?
Yep.
Danny boy, can
Yep.
I buy it, please?
I think it needs finishing first, mate. But you know, when you come and pick up your whatever you call it out in what's still in my garage, you can have it, mate. I'm not going to sell it to you because it's not good enough to sell, but you can have it. There you go.
There you go.
Nice one, Steve.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, Grumpy has actually said he's not easy to scare because he's a retired firefighter. Although he's disabled now.
So how long have you been turning, Grumpy? Let's ask some questions.
I've just subbed to his channel, so
Yeah, I will after the.
Yeah.
Did you put the link in the chat? Did you?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Where is it? There it is. Let's have a look.
Do it again. He's had his telling off, so I'll do it twice for him.
Well, we don't do it to be arsey. We just do it because it's unfair for. None of us would go in someone's live and just dump your channel in it, and that's a bit unfair. Bit cheeky as well. But he's been told, so he knows better now, and we'll help him.
He's been turning 1 year this month.
Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Not long. No.
Yeah. Well done, mate. I'll check out some of your videos when I get in the house. I have subscribed, so. So hopefully we'll see. Hopefully Mark hasn't scared you off, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the next one.
He's a firefighter. It takes more than me to scare him off.
Yeah, definitely.
Joe probably could.
No.
How come I get into that again? I was quiet then.
Not Joe. Surely not Joe. So don't forget, if you didn't come in for last week's Sunday live, we did hashtag Witch Week, where I turned my interpretation of a witch, which sits over here. I don't know if you can see him, can you? This is the one I did on the live. This is the one I did on the live, and this is the one I did before the live. So what we're thinking, Mark's did his as well. Look, that he needs to send me pictures for, if not the other one's going in. So you didn't send me pictures of that one. So what we're saying is, if you want to take part in the hashtag Witch Week, turn yourself a witch. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Your interpretation of a witch. We've actually had someone send a piece that's a bowl with a picture of a witch on it. So again, it's an interpretation of the Witch Week. So whatever you want to do, if you want to send the pictures through to me via Messenger or email, Mark, chuck my email address in the chat, please.
Yep.
Or by email by next Saturday. Then I will add them. What I do is I do a short video of everybody's pieces in a collaboration, and then I show it on the Sunday lunchtime live. So if you didn't come over and check out the Sunday lunchtime live last week, pop back and check out to see the video that I did. I'm now working on the video of the one I turned. I'm going to launch on Halloween. So you can that'll be coming out soon. But like I say, if you've got some witch, if you want to have a go, get in the workshop, play about on the lathe, turn yourself a witch, send me the pictures, and then we will get them added to the collaboration. And people will share with the world everybody's contribution, which is what the main part of the hashtag situation is. We'd like to get everybody together to show that the community is all working together and we're all helping each other, and then we'll push out there and show everybody's talent to the whole world. Thank you, Mark.
That's right.
Roy's the boy. Right, so I think we're done, aren't we?
I do believe so.
If nobody's got any questions, then we will knock it on the head. I apologise, it's a little bit later tonight. Oh, damn. Just got my stone.
Nobody else was on.
So, nobody that matters, you mean?
No, nobody else was on.
Oh, was it not?
No, she wasn't on.
Oh, right, okay. Right, let's give it 10 seconds, see if anybody has got any questions. If not, we will knock it on the head. I'll now spend a half hour clearing up.
Oh, really?
Benjamin says everyone send Steve spam.
There's my idea of cleaning up.
No, I couldn't leave that.
Oh, no.
I couldn't leave that.
Just for Brian.
Copperell Woodturning says, I've just finished my first mushroom. I will finish a witch by February, probably.
Right, Grumpy Woodturner. Right, if you go on the top of my channel and in the description of my channel, Mark's just stuck my email address in there, skkrafts@btnet.com, all lowercase. But if you go onto my description in my YouTube channel, my email is on there, and also you can send them to me via Messenger on Facebook as well.
Danny Boy says he'll see you in the half-term holiday in October.
Okay, mate. Yeah, not a problem. Just message me, Danny, when you're coming over, mate, and I'll make sure I'm about.
Brian's got something to say about your floor there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's cheaper than carpet, though, isn't it?
It is. Ask me if I'm going to clean it up tonight.
Nah. Is he going to clean it up tomorrow? Nah.
Yeah.
I need to learn to move over here because the camera's facing a different way now.
Terry saying good night. See everybody on Monday. Don't forget, Terry is live lunchtime on Monday at 1 o'clock.
I've got to brace myself. That's the third one on the trot that Terry's done. I've got to brace myself.
I told you.
Natural.
Yeah.
It's starting to get like it's starting to be like a regular job for him.
Brian at Woodturning would be live Monday evening at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
UK time.
And Grumpy, if you need any assistance in help, or you think we might be able to help, then message one of us and we'll help you where we can, mate.
Not just with woodturning. Steve is brilliant with the technical side of stuff.
I can't turn for to save my life, but I'm
We
good with
can
the
all
technical.
help you with the YouTube side. We can all help you with editing, filming, lighting, sound, camera positions, hashtagging, all that sort of stuff with YouTube. Get in touch with any of us. We'll all help. Same for everybody.
Yeah,
Anybody
definitely.
who wants to do YouTube. We're all here to help each other.
Right, let's knock it on the head. Right, then, guys, I will see you guys on Sunday if I don't see you before. So have a great weekend. Thank you all for coming over. Massive thank you to Joe and Mark for coming over and joining me. Thank you, guys, for coming and
You're
taking
welcome.
out your time. And thank you for you guys for coming over and watching. It's very much appreciated. Like I always say, without you guys, the channel won't be worth doing. So I appreciate every single one of you. So I will see you Sunday. Take care. Speak to you soon. And bye for now. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.